So this game here is Stellaris, and I have not... sorry, I've played it before, but I have not gotten very far. Love the artwork in this game. It is it's a resource management type game. It's kind of like StarCraft-esque if StarCraft was an exploration game. It's really interesting anyway. So basically, here on the left-hand side of the screen, there's a bunch of different races. And I've just recently bought a few expansions for this, which is why it popped into my mind again to do this one. I've never seen these ones, so I've never seen that one before. I've never seen that one or that one before. Those ones were in the base game. I think he's new. I think he was in the base game. Anyway, they all have different... Let's do human. There's two different humanoid races. One of them's democratic, one of them's dictatorial. They have a lot of different attributes and things like this. So this one's adaptive, plus 10% to habitability. Nomadic, they have a higher migration speed, a lower resettlement cost, but they're wasteful, so their consumer goods cost a lot more. Increased opinion for other species, can't use the no refugees species policy, can't use enslave, can't displace. A lot of these things are really in depth for when you start playing the game that I wouldn't really be able to cover. Second, I forgot to set my timer. I'm going to play this game for 20 minutes. So let's pick this one. This one looks really cool. XT8489 Eliminator. So they have... What? Okay, wait 1 second. Machine. Habitability is crazy. They're immortal. They're not affected by happiness. Power drills. They have higher minerals, higher energy credits, a lower leader experience gain. Born in Fire, Machine's intelligence first move was to annihilate its organic creators in self-defense. Capital starts as a tomb world, can't engage in diplomacy. Oh, that's really important. You can't engage in diplomacy. Purification. Always purge organic pops. I think this would be, honestly, this would be hard mode. I'm just going to pick this, the democratic version of the human. So when you play this, you start in a galaxy, and the galaxy is completely unexplored, and it's randomly generated, which is really cool. You can click randomize and randomize everything, but you can have your galaxy in elliptical shape, spirals, a ring. I'll do elliptical. You can do a large, huge, tiny, small. Well, let's just do a small one. You can choose how many AIs there are. We'll say 8. Advanced AI starts, we'll say there's 2. Fallen Empires, all the rest of that stuff I don't really care about. AI aggressiveness is normal. And you can change it onto Iron Man mode. And Iron Man mode is basically console cheats are disabled and the game is automatically saved regularly to a single file. In games played with this setting, there's no turning back. So you can't, you know, like when you're normally playing, you can save your game. And if something bad happens, you can just go back to your save. But you can't do that in Iron Man mode. Cool, so much has happened since modern humans first emerged in Africa some 200,000 years ago. Our kind spread rapidly across most of the globe, and soon the first civilizations took form. Scientific progress has been swift, though not without cost. Wars claimed millions of lives even before the atom was tamed, and the turmoil of the 21st century saw the mundane blah blah blah. They're humans, you get it.
Good day, Madam President. I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence. My job is to offer advice and assistance as we seek our destiny among the stars.
So WASD is to move. You're confined to basically a star. So this is the star. Sol. It's class G. Has 3. Yeah, you can farm energy from it.
Mining stations are used to extract the minerals and strategic resources of
other planets. Planets can be inhabited. if you terraform them. And once I have this little area, I'll be able to go to the next little, unknown. Anyway, once I get exploration ships, they'll be able to go to these little unknown, and I'll be able to see more and more stars. So I'm just going to
Very
go for
well. I will
tips
provide
only.
tips, explaining only basic functions and tools as you explore them.
If this is your first time playing this game, use the tutorial because it gets kind of messy. So you zoom really far in. It's got really great graphics, I think, but...
This is our system's starbase. These massive space stations are the last line of defense in a system, and they are also used to produce military ships.
Cool. This is this is a mining station.
This is our science ship, which is
Science
used
ship.
to survey astronomical objects such as planets in a star system. A planet needs to be surveyed.
Let's see. So it's been a long time since I played this game, and I only really played it briefly. Maybe just enough to see the tutorial. Need a mining ship. It looks like this place is already... It's my military. There we go. Explore system. Actually, you know what? Survey the system. Oh. I have a really funny wheel on my mouse that keeps spinning after I've stopped it. Upgrade. There's shipyard, empty module slot, buildings.
This is our construction ship, which is
there
used
it
to
is.
construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
So I'm going to build another research station, and send it out to another area. They're fully crewed.
In the contact screen, we see a detailed list of all the various empires we have encountered. The situation log displays a list. The technology screen is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options.
That's the building, and a physics lab. So this is my research. All up across the top here are my energy credits, my minerals, my food, my influence, my unity, physics research, society research, engineering research, directly controlled colonized systems, naval capacity, starbase capacity.
Military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire from threats, or to expand our glorious rule through force of arms, if we so wish.
Yeah, so you basically have the different ways to interact with the rest of the life that you find in the universe. Like you might find other races, other alien races. Some of them will be friendly, some of them will not be friendly, some of them are only friendly in certain ways. So you have military ships, and you can basically, honestly, I keep saying it's like StarCraft, but the combat is similar to StarCraft, but a lot less fluid. I would say a lot more difficult to understand, but it's just like these ships. I could add to these ships and this military power would increase, or I could split the fleet and have 2 separate fleets, etc. Or I could keep them all together, and it just based on this military power, that's how much damage you do. Oops. I need to go over there. So the game is paused right now. I just realized. No, sorry, it's not. It's playing. I could pause it. Oh, yeah, no, it was paused. It was paused.
The leaders tab
So I want to
lets us
assign
hire,
a leader,
dismiss,
I
and
want to
assign
recruit,
idle governors, scientists, admirals, and
weapons
generals.
range, experience gain, recruit him. I don't have enough energy. don't know if this guy's going to be able to explore anything. Oh no, Holly Lawrence is the admiral of that ship, so we're good. There's a way to get... Oh, there it is, my outliner. So I can see how many military fleets I have, my civilian ships, my shipyards. So let's show this again. So my construction ship was building a research station, right? Monthly upkeep was one energy. So this +7 would go down to +6. And cost is 90 minerals, which I already have. That's great. So now I can go check out what this place is all about. So this is Bernard's star, and it has a bunch of different planets just named after the star. Star 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, 6. And I could send my mining stations and set them up. But I will use my construction ship to build a mining station on Venus. Oh, I just realized that if you choose the basic human race, the diplomatic human race, you actually start in our solar system. We have Earth, Saturn, Mars, Uranus, whatever Callisto is, which I assume is just Saturn, but later. Venus, what's this? Neptune. Do we call Saturn Callisto now? I don't. I'm not familiar. So this is still making its way back and forth to each of the planets and figuring out what's there. This one has 2 minerals. This one actually gives physics research. I could set up a research station here and get physics research. Used in research new technologies can increase our output by building a physics lab, which is what I'm actually building one right now. Physics lab, if you can see that above my face. Alright, so we got our map. There we go. So this is what the entire universe looks like here. So far, I've got my Empire homeworld and Bernard's star. And I could send them.
This is our homeworld.
Oops. So I have another construction ship.
Survey complete.
Oh. So I'll take her, and I want to explore and survey this one. The different types of alien races and terrestrials like different types of planets, like certain ones like mossy worlds, certain ones like ice worlds, and their habitability is what is the variable of that. Like I could find a desert planet and move my humans to the desert planet, and they're not going to like it, but they'll live there. They won't die, but they're not going to be happy about it. So once I look at Earth, this is where there's a lot of resource output and stuff happening
Here
on
we
the
see
surface.
a visual representation of this planet's surface, divided into tiles. This tab is only visible on colonies and surveyed worlds that are habitable. Each pop occupies a single tile, which means that there can never be more pops on a planet than there are free tiles.
Right. So I can spend resources to clear extra tiles and then put more people on those tiles doing whatever they're doing. This is a human who's working in a power plant, or a population of humans working in a power plant. This one here is working in a hydroponics farm. So this is what I use, my food is what I use to feed everybody that I have. So we produce 11 and consume 8 of the food. So if I keep adding people, I'll start consuming more, and I'll need to grow more in order to kind of fix that. And I can rename the system. What is this? What is that? Ibriri. And these planets are literally just... Oh no, that's an asteroid. That's asteroid B134-866. But you get the point. Renard Star. So the beginning of this game is basically just exploring new places, getting your minerals and your energy and everything in order, and then eventually, and especially in smaller and smaller solar systems with more populations, I know because I said it at the beginning, there's 8 different AI groups in this game. And you can play this game with other humans as well. You can set up a server and play with all humans. And you guys can be friendly, and you guys might not be friendly or whatever, but this can be played with other people. So I'm just playing with 8 AIs, and this guy can go survey that system now. One of these things can... Oh, don't. Shipyard. Can I... Details. Details? No, it's a station. I should be able to build a mining station, a research station. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what we're doing. I'm going to build a mining station on Saturn, and I'll actually be able to mine 2 more energy. Because 6 should go up to an 8. There should be another way, though, for me to build... Yeah, maybe here in the shipyard. Maybe here in the shipyard. Fleet, science, ships, construction. Open music player. Oh. Once the game gets going, and you can save the game and come back to it later, it gets fun eventually. Once things start really getting involved, you start seeing this screen a lot. You keep going back to this screen because you're not really worried about what's where anymore. I'm not really worried about this anymore. I'm worried about the big picture, and I'm worried about where everybody is and what they're doing, and whether or not they're friendly, whether or not I can trade with them. I've played this game for a little while, like in one game for a little while, and I've gotten to that point, but then my military wasn't up to snuff, and I attacked somebody, and then they had allies who came and beat the crap out of me. And I literally just had to exit the game because I was start a new game because I was so utterly screwed. Venus. Oh, my construction ship's still building on Saturn. Oh, paused. Should be able to faster. Yeah, fastest. Up the speed. Kind of like The Sims. You can pause it whenever you want. Make your things and then play. I would really suggest watching some videos or watching some Twitch streamers who are established in this game to get like a really good feel of what the end game feels like in this. I wouldn't honestly be able to tell you what the point of the game is. It's a randomized universe, so I don't know if there's challenges or anything like that.
The government screen presents us with information regarding our empire and its government. Here we can see our ruler and any related effects.
Yeah, so with your government, eventually your leaders will die. This one has extra monthly utility and extra food. Sometimes like you'll be taking advantage of these things and then they'll die and you won't realize what you lost, because this like extra 10% food matters, because so this person could die and all of a sudden I don't have enough food anymore because I don't have the ruler anymore who was good at making food. And the same thing with all of the people in these ships. Like there's no leader in the ship. I could recruit them. I need to apparently recruit an admiral. And I have enough now. So ship upkeep, weapons range, or leader experience gain. I like that one. I could put them in my military fleet. And my construction ship doesn't need a captain, I don't think. But the science ships do, because they are researchers. And they have researchers boarding the ships. And I could look at her, look at my scientists. She's 48. So eventually, yeah, she'll die. She will die of old age. Or her ship will be destroyed and she'll die that way. But usually from old age. Anyway, I may or may not, at some point, if I do play this game, if I do sit down and play this game, I will stream it. And I'll probably stream it for several hours, because that's what it takes to really understand what's happening. But that being said, I'm going to switch over to our other game. I'm just going to save it, and oh dear, lots of autosaves. We'll name it Try 20. Save. Alright, and I'll switch over to my other game. Be right back.